The stakes have never been higher. The competition has never been stronger. 35 drivers, 20 rounds. One will be crowned champion. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. You're watching the premier American open wheel series on iRacing. The Lionheart IndyCar series presented by First Medical Equipment starts now.
We're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. After the previous 2 rounds that consisted of 700 miles of oval track racing, today the schedule calls for a change of discipline, returning to a road course for the second time this season. From Barber Motorsports Park, it's time for the Global Sim Racing Channel's Round 6 coverage of the Lionheart IndyCar Series Season 8 Championship presented by First Medical Equipment. Now, the quest of any driver is to win, but here at Barber, when it comes to the big picture, the goal is the pole. Every driver to be quickest in qualifying here has gone on to win the championship that very season. The only pole sitter to win this season, doing it at Watkins Glen, is current point leader Sage Karam. A real-world IndyCar driver, Karam is also coming off a Triple Crown win at Michigan. But before we all start using hair gel to mirror that spiky Karam look and start hunting for our own gorgeous kindergarten teacher girlfriend, keep in mind, Adam Blocker still owns the last 2 driver championships and can boast the 2 largest race-winning margins. The second greatest, a whopping 52 seconds, set where? Well, right here at Barber. Now, other than the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow, who won at the Motegi Grand Prix course in Season 6, Blocker and Karam are the only 2 active drivers in the series to have road course wins on their resume. But rookie Josh Chin has proven to be fast on twisty tracks. Plus, the talent pool continues to deepen, now featuring 2 more active IndyCar drivers, Matthias Leist, and 2004 IRL season champ and 2013 Indianapolis 500 winner, none other than Tony Kanaan, the week of heart best find a foxhole. Because it's the Battle at Barber presented by HPPSimulation.com, and all the simulated Dallara IR18 action stream your way live as it happens right here on the iRacing Esports Network. From the Cotton State, good health and welcome to another GSRC broadcast and the Sim Experience Countdown to Green. Over the next 15 minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to appreciate the Battle at Barber presented by HPP Simulations. Way up in the press box to bring you our bird's eye view, former real-world IndyCar driver Richie Hearn, joined by yours truly, Bill Soups On. Sean Ambrose has director duties, armed with cameras provided by Dougie Beard. Now, as mentioned, this is the 8th season for the Lionheart IndyCar Series, but since Barber has only been on the schedule twice before, let's take a moment to get a closer look at today's racing venue.
All right, we've got Liam Quinn in the GSRC IR18, so let's do a lap around Barber. Down into turn 1, it's surprisingly tough to get a pass on here, but also very easy to run wide. The track immediately swings back into the Alabama roller coaster, which is a long, multi-apex right-hander with plenty of elevation change. Get to the power confidently, and then you're going to be holding it flat out through the kink of 4. In Charlotte's Web, the track drops away from you drastically in the braking zone, so don't get too greedy when diving in. Bleed back onto the throttle, and now we head back towards Museum Corner. Sometimes you can get an overtake done here, but you'll want to be single file by the time you're into this chicane. It's narrow, falls steeply downhill, and can cause a nasty tangle if you're still too wide. At the bottom, you're now on the back half of the course, which includes a series of quick chicanes. The first set is flat out, but be wary of the wake from the car ahead if you're following closely. After that, there's 12 and 13, which takes you over a blind rise on entry, then a harsh compression, and suddenly another rise right as you're trying to find the power. A lot of drivers spin it or slam into the barriers here. Now we swing the car through 14 and 15, where you'll have to be braking and turning. A very late apex is the best approach because you need the widest line possible through the final turn. Avoid dipping your wheels in the grass on the exit, and hopefully you've now finished a lap around Barber.
Because May 6th is National Beverage Day, GSRC Chef Pierre has left the kitchen to slide in behind the bar. His immersion suggestion this time, equal parts of amaretto, vodka, and rum. Add pineapple and orange juices, shake and pour over ice, and you've got yourself a yellow hammer slammer. Now, Chef Pierre reminds everybody to imbibe responsibly and only when of age. GSRC cares. And now a man who does everything responsibly, Richie Hearn.
Yeah, and there we go, Barber Motorsports Park. It's one of the most picturesque places we race at, but it is also a very difficult track. As you can see, it winds around, up and down. Not a lot of straight sections, a lot of blind, fast corners, so probably not going to see a lot of passing, but we will see a lot of guys hanging onto those cars as we go over those hills, and especially through that little corkscrew snake section there over the curbs. It's going to be a wild one. Remember, the countdown to green is going to be brought to you by the Sim Experience AccuForce steering systems. With the most advanced tuning features on the market, AccuForce Direct Drive is second only to the real thing. To check out the entire Sim Experience line of products, head on over to simexperience.com.
Let's take a look at the driver standings presented by First Medical Equipment. What happens when you win 2 in a row with one a double points triple crown jewel? Well, you jump 11 spots over those 2 rounds and find yourself in first by 22 markers, despite missing a race earlier in the season. Obviously, I'm speaking of Sage Karam. Now, Indy double points was a great place for Andrew Kinsella to get his first top 5. A second at Michigan jumps Have a Catch 9 spots into third. Let me correct myself. Of course, we were at Michigan, not at Indy. The George Jefferson Moving On Up award goes to Tony Schowen in 8th. It's 36 after round 1 and 2, up to 30th after round 3, then into 22nd, and now on the overlay for the first time this season. Our Barber profile driver is Justin Weaver. Likewise makes his season 8 graphic debut comfortably above the Mendoza line in 11th. Let's move to the team championship, brought to you by the good folks at HyperX. Pulling a Lloyd Bridges, a double points offered here. Looks like Allen Tech Simulation NHR picked the wrong day to quit doing well. Stefan Larkamp, 23rd. Connor Harrington, 32nd. Nathan S. Lewis in 33rd. 11th on the day. They dropped from the lead down into 5th. Best at Michigan was Adrenaline Red. Andrew Casella 2nd, Joe Branch in 9th, and Brian Carey in 17th. Enough to climb 3 rungs to be 2nd on the ladder. Led by Justin Weaver in 6th. 8th ball goes to the top of the queue. Congratulations to them. It's a close race in the team championship with a long way to go. There's one more championship to look at. Ricky, what do you got? Or Richie, what do you got?
We got the Rookie of the Year standings presented by Butt Kicker. And as you can see, Josh Chin is up on top, although he only had 30th at Michigan. It was only worth 32 points. And you can see Adam Frazier finished 14th, but he got 64 points, twice what Chin got, moves him up to 2nd spot. They're going to see this is going to tighten up as we go through the year, but we got Kankapati down 1 spot. He missed Michigan, so he's sitting there in 62nd, or with 62 points behind Chin. And then we got Lewis, Holiday, Ganji, Sandman, and Holmes.
Always fun to watch that. And 2 more rookies joining the list. We'll talk a little bit more about those drivers a little later. The best of the best in the iRacing World Championship, as well as many of the top private leagues like the one you're watching right now, are showcased right here on the iRacing Esports Network. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe. GSRC is proud to be an IESN stable of broadcasters. And how about Lionheart Racing Series? They're powered by HyperX. They're the premier open-wheel racing league on iRacing. It oversees 2 great series, the Lionheart Retro Series, presented by DMLC Racing Channel, and the featured series today, the Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical Equipment. Both series honor the memory of the late Dan Weldon. And both series are always picking up new viewers, so at blinding speed for new viewers. So with those in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at the race details.
And these series details comes to us thanks to Minus 273, the premier name in karting gloves. Their industry-leading gloves are super lightweight and durable, made of breathable poly spandex. Whether you're a kart or sim racer, Minus 273 gives you control to reach victory lane. For more information on Minus 273's full line of gloves and apparel, visit minus273.biz. And don't forget to also use the LHRS for 25% off all your orders.
Qualifying, as we talked about, so important here, and it's just about done. You can see it right there. Sage Karam sitting at the top. No surprise to see the rookie Josh Chin up there, and Adam Blocker. We talked about all three of those drivers in the opening, Richie.
Yeah, we got some new players here with Tony Kanaan, Matthias Leiss. Tony Kanaan, a little bit newer to this than most of us. He's sitting down there in 28th spot at the moment. That's probably about where I would be sitting, so I don't feel bad, but we got Sage Karam up front as usual, but Josh Chin, Adam Blocker right there. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a push on him and see what happens in the race.
And then in 8th spot, Tony Kanaan's real-world teammate, Matthias Leiss, sits in the number 18 car here today. So two more real-world IndyCar drivers with him.
Yeah, he's sitting 8th at the moment, so he's got a little bit more practice time on the simulator here. So he's doing really well. Tony will figure it out, and this is not an easy place to make your debut. Even though he knows the track, it's tough to make this car go fast around here on this surface.
He does indeed. Looking at Joe Brandt right now, trying to get that time in. And there's your
Adam
defending
Blocker.
champion, Adam Blocker.
Yeah, Adam Blocker. Right now, Sage Karam's up on top with a 106.623. He's got a good 0.4 of a second off over Chin and Blocker. So he's fast here, obviously, and he's got this thing figured out. So these guys have their work cut out for him.
Richie, when you look at the times on the tower there, I mean, he's sitting at the top, but he's at the top by over 0.3 of a second. Everyone else is a 1/10 or a 0.5 behind each other. He's really got it wired.
Yeah, he's been fast in every practice session. He just shows up and just puts it out. So, but these other guys are fast and smart. So we got Chin, Blocker, Harrington, Jake Wright, we haven't talked about a lot of. And so we got a long race, 53 laps. So it's a long race. Anything can happen. A lot of cars as well.
They slipped one in on me. Usually I'm up on things. Jake's Wright, a 2-time champion, racing in the car number 27. Welcome back to the Lionheart IndyCar Series, Jake Wright. Sean Ambrose and I spent many a race watching him win.
Yeah, obviously he hasn't been away for long. Maybe not in the series, but he's obviously got the IndyCar down.
With the addition of the two new IndyCar drivers and Jake Wright coming back, we have a very large field here today. 39 drivers have put in qualifying times. Brandon Limkeman, the 40th driver, still looking to get one in. Hopefully he can get that done.
Yeah, that's a huge field for this track. So lap traffic's going to come into play as we get through this race. And that might really kind of mix up those leaders as we get farther into it.
With a large field and I think qualifying pretty much set, let's go ahead to our starting grid right now, and we'll talk about that as we bring this up to you. On the front row, it's what we talked about, Sage Karam. He's going to be inside of rookie Joshua Chin. Rich?
Adam Blocker's going to start third. Right next to him will be Connor Harrington.
2-time champion Jake Wright sitting in 5th. He's going to be inside of another rookie, Adam Frazier.
Nathan Lewis and Arjuna Kankapati will be 7th and 8th.
Matthias Leiss in the number 9 position. He's going to be inside of Michael Goodman.
Starting 11th is going to be George Sandman, and 12th will be Damon Martinez.
Hidden blackjack is Brian Beard. Outside of him, Tyler Groff.
Next to him is be Andrew Kinsella, and Dustin Wardlow will be 16th.
Our spotlighted driver, Justin Weaver, in the 17th position. He's going to be inside of Darren Ganji.
James Skrahula and James Brandt start 19th and 20th.
Hidden blackjack, it's Brian Carey. Samuel Ryman sits in the doubled-up spot.
23rd will be Tony Kanaan, and right next to him will be Scott Holmes.
Moving farther down, Richard Holliday sits in 25th. Next to him, the watchman, Mark Cohn.
Starting 27th will be Jason Galvin, and 28th will be Mike Rigney.
Filling up the next row, Brian Yazek well down the order. Chris Stouffer in 30th.
31st is going to be Bart Workman and Chris Lanini in 32nd.
Joe Branch and George Anzaldo fill up the next row.
Gotti Johnson, Joe Hassert, 35th and 36th.
37th and 38th, that's going to be Ron Hacker and Tony Schowen.
39th is going to be Brian Greenlee, and starting 40th will be Brandon Linkerman.
Go. We're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Lionheart IndyCar Series, round number 6 here from Barber Motorsports Park. Glad you're with us. We hope we put on a good show for you. Lionheart rarely disappoints in that area. We're going to go on board today with some of our cameras. How about George Sandman sitting in the HPP simulation onboard camera? Check the recently unveiled 3P-DAS JBV pedal set at hppsimulation.com. And how about the rookie, Arjuna Yesi Kankapati in the number 78 and the Artifact Racing onboard camera? Check them out on Facebook or artifactracing.com. We got 2 more for you. And number 99 is Mike Goodman with the Pit Lane Parlay onboard camera, the best podcast for exclusive IndyCar content year-round. Visit pitlaneparlay.com. And finally, our defending champion, sporting the number 1 in the HyperX onboard camera. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. Use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. The powers that be at iRacing give the drivers a full pace lap here around Barber. They head down into corner number 5. This is the hairpin.
I'll tell you one thing we didn't talk about early on is how sketchy this car is on cold tires. So watch for that turn 1, turn 2 complex. And when we make pit stops, I've crashed a few times coming out of the pits. It just really lights those tires up. So that turn 1 is going to be something to watch here with that many cars on track.
Still a half a lap to go on the pace lap. Let's go ahead and bring up the race analysis and see how far we have to go, how far we can go. And there you see, we're going 53 laps today. Now here's the deal. They can only go 21. This is definitely a 2-stopper. I don't think they're going to go 21. I think people are going to break this up into 3 equal segments. I think we're looking like 18 and 35.
Yeah, 2021 is about what you can get unless you really back up your entries and save some fuel. So we're going to definitely have a few pit stops here.
They work down the back straight, heading toward corner number 13, the tunnel. This is a right-hander. This is a technical track. It makes the guys who are good all that much better, and it makes those of us who are talent challenged, well, we tend to struggle.
Yeah, it's definitely a technical track, and it makes it hard to pass too, but it definitely, the cream's going to rise to the top here.
40 cars out there tonight. We expect lap traffic to play a factor. Our pace car, driven by the beautiful, one of the original Charlie's Angels, Birmingham's own Kate Jackson. This being a road course, I don't think we're going to see a lot of action from Jackson today. We're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. Sage Karen leads the first left-hand.
Oh, we already got someone in the grass there. No big deal, but loses a little bit of time. But yeah, single file through that first section. Everybody's doing pretty good as they come over the rise down that middle stretch.
Lewis had ideas to make it 3 wide as he was working with Matthias Laced and another car on the outside, Damon Martinez. They get that sorted out. We're still fairly clean as they work through the hairpin. One driver off. See if I can pick up who went off. It was Richard Holliday, rookie. come back and look at him later. Boy, he almost went over.
Yeah, it's really easy to go off on that first lap. Like I said, those tires are cold and you're really hard on the gas, so it's easy to light those tires up. But so far, so good. Real good start for the whole field.
Okay, Sage Karam, who really dominated at Watkins Glen on the only other road course this season, is going to get credit with leading lap number 1. Now, following Karam around Watkins Glen last time was Joshua Chin, and he's doing the same right now.
Yeah, Josh Chin. I was going to say Josh Shin and Adam Blocker got to do their job to really keep the heat on Sage. We can't let him get a gap and just kind of start saving fuel. So right now, so far, so good. They're kind of keeping that gap right to him and putting the pressure on him.
Start to down. Richie, how long does it take for the tires to warm up? Are they feeling good by now?
It's about 3/4 of a lap. You get through those first half a lap or so, you're pretty good. But that opening lap is real tricky. So when they come out of the pits later on, we're going to have to watch that because it's really easy to lose control of the car in those first couple of corners.
Goes through the hairpin single file this time, and they do it cleanly. They're right on board with one of our rookies, the Juna Yesican Kapati.
Yeah, it rises and falls. And this little section right here is real tough to get your braking point, but it's real important to get that run up the front stretch. We do have the push to pass for this race, so I think they got 10 for the race, but that also burns some fuel. Wow, Sage can 106.9 on that opening lap's pretty fast. So, but and Josh Chin and Adam Block are hanging tight. Got a little gap to Connor Harrington, not much, but right now all nose to tail. Everybody's doing a good job keeping it on the road.
The only driver we watched was Richard Holiday, who had that early spin. And I correct myself, he's a lap down, but he's back out on the track, so we indeed have 40 cars out there racing. No fast repairs here in the Lionheart series. This is big boy racing. You break it, you bought it.
That's right. You break it, you're done. So
we're going to drop back and look at 10th position.
Yeah, 10th position. Nathan
Martinez.
Yeah, Nathan Martinez, I think, was the one that dropped a wheel on that turn 1 incident. Started 12th. Maybe it wasn't him. He's up to 10th, so I thought it was that colored car, but maybe it wasn't him. But he's putting some pressure on Damon Martinez at the moment. Damon Martinez got about 4 cars behind him.
Up 2 spots from where he started, racing in 12th. Lewis right behind him. Lewis has fallen 4 spots. They are chasing the IndyCar driver, Matthias Lace. Right off the tail of the number 18 Lace. I'm going to say 5-6 car lengths back to those two that are battling for 10th position. You right back to in 34th position, a car. We'll see if I can figure out what car number it is. I'm sorry, director, to do that to you. We're going to go to Brian Greenlee. He's our hard charger. Brian started in 39th spot. There's the number 38 of Greenlee. He's ahead of Bark Workman. Keep an eye on the guys who are making their way through. We don't expect Greenlee to get up to the front, but nevertheless having a good run. We're back. I did a little audio adjustment there. You got to hear the drivers work their way through the field. Let's go back up in front and see what's going on there. Richie, Sage Karam not able to pull away from Chin.
No, Josh Chin's doing a good job staying with him within a half a second. Starting to stretch out a little bit to Adam Blocker. He's falling back, and then there's a big gap to him, to Connor Harrington. Everybody up front, not much to report. More of the excitement's going on back in the field. Back there with basically Damon Martinez, Nathan Lewis in 10th spot, really giving Damon a hard time.
Let's get a, if we can get a replay. Jason Galvin that just had it off, but I've not seen it now. Somebody just went off. Yeah, we're on board. Fortunately, everybody got back on track. Riding on board with Martinez. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Lewis.
Yeah, we had a little incident, I think, with Justin Weaver back in 23rd and 24th and Jason Galvin. Looks like Justin Weaver's missing part of his front wing, and he's getting passed left and right. He's really struggling there. We can go back to 23rd spot there. He's got a whole range of cars. You can see there he goes over the curb. He's got that right front wing missing. Didn't catch the incident, but he had some sort of issue, and now he's falling down the field. Started 17th, down to 23rd.
Well, we'll quickly stay on Weaver for a bit. Give us an opportunity. He's our spotlighted driver. Maybe get that out of the way before his race goes even worse. There he is. You see him down there. Let's bring that up. Not having the race that he would have wanted, suffering the curse. Oh, no! Well, boy. That is the curse of the spotlight and the director both.
Yeah,
there he is. The spotlight.
You know, he's going to be able to come in and take a pit stop here. It might really not mess him up too bad. He can get that front wing changed. So he's not out of the race. He's just got to work it a different way.
They're not happy at Moby Dickey's right now. The sponsor on that car. The only thing that's making them happy is the fried grouper fingers that you can get there. Some hush puppies, some slaw. If you're in the Henderson, Tennessee area, visit Moby Dickey's. Our spotlighted driver, you see what he did. Maybe his greatest claim to fame was winning the Lionheart Bag Toss Championship that was won under torrential rainstorm in Iowa. Jump to 6th position. That's Adam Frazier.
Yeah, Adam Frazier, after a good finish there, the Michigan 500 last race, moved up to in the championship standings there, and he's doing all right. He started 6th, still in 6th. He's got Arjuna Kankapati right behind him. So holding steady here, but you can see all the cars behind him. So if he makes one little mistake, he's going to lose a lot of spots.
You can see on the tower the intervals. And of course, if you want some live scoring and timing, let's hope I get this right. GSRC.TV. Check them out right now. You get more than just the tower. Find out how long their pit stint has been, how long, where they sit. GSR TV. In 8th position is Michael Goodman. Chasing him is Matthias Lace. The 3rd car back there is Damon Martinez. Riding on board with the pit lane parlay onboard camera. Boy. There's the battle. You see that blue car laced is all on the back of Goodman right now. He is really working. And I get a correction from the director, my Rod director. That's purple.
Yeah, and right in front of him, Anja Kakapati is going to make a pass through that section. He's going to go around Adam Frazier, and that's going to block him up. And there's Michael Goodman and Matthias Lace all stacked up. So that was a good move by Kankapati to take that 6th position. But now let's put Adam Frazier in the sights of Michael Goodman and Matthias Lace.
And jumping around a lot, so let's stay here for a minute, because this is a really good battle, because I really think Goodman and Lace are faster than the cars in front of him right now of Frazier.
Yeah, right now
Richie,
Michael Goodman is doing Michael Goodman's doing a good job, but he's trying to get around Adam Frazier, but he's got Matthias Lace right behind him as well. Oh, Matthias Lace just got by him because he got a better run up that front stretch.
That was a little bit of a reputation pass there by Lace, as Goodman says. I don't want to mess with this guy. I'm going to let him by. So Lace now up into 8th. It continues in the back, though. A mistake back from Nathan Lewis. He loses 2 spots. He was right behind this Damon Martinez and George Sandman. Boy, the battle back here for like 8th through 13th is intense.
Yeah, up front, there's not much going on. Everybody's spread out. The big battle is, like you said, 8th through 13th. All these guys are all stacked up, trying to do whatever they can, take whatever they can get.
I was watching a GSRC broadcast, and one of our commentators that a lot of people know, Asian Kuhaka, made the comment that the mid-pack racing is also the most exciting because, Richie, these guys leave a little bit on the track. That's why they don't have the speeds of the guy up front. It gives an opportunity for a little bit more of an exciting racing going on from guys that just quite don't have it figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just a little bit more in their comfort zone. So obviously everybody's stacked up there. And that's where a lot of the big-time racing, or the most exciting racing is. I mean, you got to give credit to the guys up front, but they're all spread out right now. Nothing to really watch except jumping over the curbs. We'll go back to Tony Kanaan, started 23rd, sitting in 20th. He's got a little bit of a gap in front of him to Brian Carey, but he's doing a good job holding the zone. It's a long race to go. We're only working lap 11 of 53, so there's going to be some carnage, I believe, and so we'll keep an eye on him as we go through this race.
You're kind enough to put up that graphic in the lower right corner there to tell you who number 14 is, but come on, it's the 14 car in the 7-Eleven machine. Who could it be other than Tony Kanaan? Tony posted in the forums, he said, I'm glad to be here. I'm just going to do my best and try to learn from you guys, so glad to have you here, TK. Now, we talked about the only other driver with a road course win on his resume is the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow.
Yeah, Dustin's started 16th, sitting in 16th. He's getting a little bit of pressure from Jay Brandt right behind him as we watch on board with him. Up in front is Darren Ganji, but he's got a little bit of a gap. So right now, Dustin's really kind of watching his mirrors. You can see, there we go. There's Jay Brandt right behind them, and right behind them is Andrew Kinsella. Had a great run at Michigan. Started 15th. He's lost a couple of positions down to 18th, so struggling a little bit. And you know what? But he's always there at the end. He's always has great strategy.
Taking that battle here again from Frazier and Lice. Lice continues to work his way. Lice continues to work his way through the field.
Yeah, once Kankapati got by Frazier, Frazier dropped back to it was Goodman, then Lice got by Goodman. And now he's putting the heat, so he's starting to figure this out a little bit as the fuel load burns. We're about halfway through this run. Lap times are getting a little bit quicker. They've got Michael Goodman a little bit, so it's just about a 2 for that 7th spot. Ooh, real close right there through that. That's one of the best passing spots on the track right there, but it does tighten up real quickly.
A lot of hard chargers, but most of them are back in the back, working their way up from bad qualifying times. Let's go ahead and check in up front. It is Sage Karam. He's opened up a bit of a lead now on Chin, but Chin hanging close.
Yeah, he's only about a second, though. It's not too far. As you can see, he's in the shot there. He's keeping definitely Sage honest, and that's what he needs to do because, you know, we did the fuel burn, 53 laps, 21. That's what, 42. So the less you burn, the less you have to take in that last pit stop.
In third position, it is Adam Blocker with the HyperX onboard camera. Richie, we did the Watkins Glen race. I believe this was the order they raced most of the time. Karam, Chin, and Blocker.
It's pretty much the same, and these guys have a healthy gap. I mean, it's basically 6 seconds back to Connor Arrington in fourth. So these three are the ones battling for the lead at the moment.
And now we'll look back. Go ahead, Rich.
I was going to say, go ahead. Yeah, basically the battle for 7th is the battle on the track here. Adam Frazier, Lice hasn't given him any quarter. They've pulled a little bit ahead of Michael Goodman. Michael Goodman has 4 cars behind him, but right here, I assume Matthias is going to make a move fairly soon because he is really putting the pressure on him.
Interesting enough, Lace started in 9th. He's racing in 8th right now. He's only picked up 1 spot, but boy, it seems like he's always in a battle going on right now. He's got a good run here. He continues to work on Frazier. I think he's got him.
Yeah, he's going to make the move here, be on the push to pass. It looks like Frazier's just going to kind of let him go. Well, maybe not. They're going to go side by side through that corner, but the next corner is going to be Matthias Lace. Sometimes you just got to give up the ghost a little bit. We've got a long ways to go. Go back to P11 here with George Saman. Nathan Lewis has gotten in front of him. Although Nathan Lewis is having a struggle. He starts 7th down to 12th. So he's struggling a little bit.
He's been in this battle with Damon Martinez, but Lewis is definitely going the wrong direction. And George Sandman, back there racing right where he started, has this guy in sight.
Yeah, right now, right in front of these guys is Kinsella or Martinez, and Goodman's the one kind of the cork in the bottle right here. So Goodman was doing everything he can to kind of hold on to this 9th position, but he's got 3 guys hungry.
If you remember Goodman as our driver from 2nd position, Josh Chin makes that stop a lap earlier than I thought. He comes in on lap 16, but that's okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna go short, long instead of long, short. So he's gonna try to get out with new tires and try to take advantage and maybe undercut Sage. So we'll see what Sage does. I'm assuming Sage will stay just traditional and just go all the way to lap 21. And yeah, he's going to go around again. Sage is going to stay as traditional. He doesn't do anything crazy. Adam Blocker sitting in 2nd spot. Matthias Lice is gapped Adam Frazier. He's taken off, so he's catching up to Concapati. So Matthias Lice has got more pace than he showed in qualifying. Started 9th and 7th, but he's moving up into basically chasing down the top 5. He's in the top 5 now, but that's because Josh Chin pitted.
Josh Chin cycled out into, well, what is 15th position. It'll move up now as other drivers start to pit that are in front of him. Will he be faster, Richie, with a full fuel and fresh rubber than Karen will be?
Probably no. Karen will probably be faster with the light fuel, but sometimes you just got to be a little unconventional. And
we're looking for a car that just had an incident. We'll see if we can find it. Was it Chris? Might have been Chris Lanini if that happened recently or not. I'm not sure. We have no idea. We can't find that one.
We've got a couple other guys. Jake Wright is in. And there's a couple ways to think about it. Is you just go long, short, or you go short, long, or however you want. Sometimes you got to go a little unconventional, and hopefully when Sage comes out, he maybe gets in traffic, and then you can jump him that way. So that's kind of the way Josh is thinking at this moment. He probably can't beat him on the track, but he might be able to beat him as far as the pit stop strategy. There's Brian Beard.
Chin's still the leader of all the cars that have pitted.
And there goes Jake Wright. So we're going to have a big mixture of pit stops here. Not everybody's going to just stay and do the same thing.
Director, let's go ahead and look at car in 13th, number 93. This is Josh Chin. He's come out right behind Jay Brent. Now, he wants to make some time here, Richie, but he's being held up by these guys who haven't stopped yet. This is kind of the disadvantage of coming in early.
Yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss. I mean, his last lap was a 107.1 to Sage Karam. His last lap was a 107.5, sorry. So he is making up time, but he definitely has to get by Jay in order to keep that dream alive. Got a bunch of people coming into the pit lane at the moment.
Frazier making his stop. I think we'll everybody to come and make their spots here soon, make their stops. And I think that's going to be just about everybody has come in.
Yeah, the key is going to be Sage Karam is obviously probably going to the full 20, 21 laps. And we'll see where he comes out, because his lap times have not been as good as Josh Chin. So Josh Chin might jump him a little, although that last lap by Josh Chin is a 108.4, so he really got stuck.
We're going to take a look at this. This is a battle that we've been watching, Martinez with Goodman. Now, if you remember, these guys were in a battle before. Goodman fell off. Goodman making a stop right now. We're watching on replay. And I believe that's the pass. Goodman coming in for a pit lane. Now we're going to watch it on track.
Yeah, there's the replay. He got a good run off of that corner and just got on the inside. Goodman probably knew he was coming in anyways, so just kind of let him have it. And right now he's got Concapati right behind him. No, sorry, that's Nathan Lewis. Excuse me. So Sage Karam is out there still. He's completing lap 20. He should be coming out this lap. And
quickly,
Josh Chin.
There's a driver I want to look at, car number 44. This is Connor Harrington. He's second of all the cars that have pitted. We don't want to forget about him. I don't know if he has the pace to win, but he qualified outside of row 2. He's down in 10th right now. We'll see how he cycles through when everybody comes ahead of him.
Yeah, he was about 6.5 seconds from this group, so it's really going to be Karam, Blocker, and Chin.
Karam is in.
Adam Blocker's going to go another lap, so doing what Adam Blocker normally does. He's always able to go fast and save fuel. He's kind of like...
Now here's Chin, just going into corner number 1. Right ahead of him is Karam. So
Karam's got to be careful. So basically, he's closed that gap down. It was a second lap or a second gap, but it's not a second now. But Sage Karam definitely has got to get those tires up quickly. But so far that worked out for basically Chin. If he tries to do it again, he might be able to break him. And Adam Blocker's in.
These guys can't mess around too much because they got to get around before Blocker comes out.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be a big deal on this first stint, but on the next one, he'll be able, if he goes an extra lap, he's 2 laps longer. He doesn't have to take as much fuel. That's where he'll make up his time.
Now, don't forget, Blocker has the option to short fill here because he went a long time. In fact, he's beginning to roll.
Yeah, I think he took... Oh, there he goes. He's going to come right out with right behind. So it's nose to tail. This gap definitely closed up. Adam's got to be careful getting out in his first couple of corners. But, man, this gap definitely piped up.
Remember, viewers are going to do this one more time. The question is, did Karam put in enough that where he doesn't have to take as much next time? Did he fill it all the way up on that first stop, which means he has to take less? Did Blocker maybe short fill, which means he'll have to take a little bit more the next time? You don't necessarily have to fill up on this first stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that Sage is gonna go just traditionally just 21, 21, and then the rest. Josh is obviously going short, long, long, but we don't know what Adam Blocker did. He might have short fueled it and just split it evenly amongst all 3 stops, or all 2 stops.
Not playing any favorites here, but can we look at car number 18? This is Matthias Lace. He's the rookie. Currently has real-world IndyCar job in front of him. He has worked his way up to 5th, up 4 spots. The car he's going around right now is the lap car of Tony Schowen.
Yeah, he's been on fire, started 9th, and Made some really good passes out there. Obviously didn't qualify the way he is showing on the track at the moment, but he's worked his way up to the top 5. Let's go back to Tony Kanaan as well. He's done a good job, 23rd all the way up to 17th. Just kind of holding the zone there. He's doing good laps there, so he is moving his way up. You just got to finish the race, see where you're at sometimes.
Opportunities, we ride on with TK. How about that? AJ Foyt Enterprises. I got shivers right now. Goosebump on my arm.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. This is a tough track to start your first race at. And, you know, he's new at this whole thing, so it is a different feel. And so he's doing a good job. Just got to finish the race. I would assume that he's going to pick up a few more spots as we get a little farther along into this.
We're going to look at this battle for 13th. This is Darren Ganji, another rookie. Darren having a good run. My goodness, if there is bad luck, it seems to find Darren. He's sitting in 13th spot right now, up 5 from where he started. But he's got the Candyman behind him.
Yeah, started 18th up to 13th, but he does have Dustin Wardlow right behind him, and then right behind them is Jay Brandt and Brian Carey. So he's got a little bit of pressure behind him, but he's doing a good job so far.
Look at the different racing lines that Ganji has compared to Wardlow. Maybe Ganji playing a little defense, but certainly entering the corners much shallower than Wardlow is. Wardlow is on him.
Yeah, I think Darren's just a little bit more on the defensive.
Why don't we put it on the man who pays the bills?
And that's all she wrote.
Let's check back in up front. Karam, Chin, and Block. We have contact. Now, these guys were racing farther down in the order. They were still on the lead lap.
Yeah, man, that happened right in front of the leaders, too. Right as Josh Chin was about to make a move, but right in front of them, they had a little bit of an incident there with the back marker. I'm sure it woke all 3 of these guys up.
Mike Rigney and Scotty Johnson got a good view of that one, as did
Ooh, that was
Joe
a
Brandt.
big hit right there. That's a tough place to make a move. You got to be fully committed. So just kind of a racing incident. If we go back in front, though, we got Adam Blocker almost tried to make a move on Josh Chin into that little hairpin there as they come up towards the, I don't know what they call it. They call it the spaghetti turn.
There he goes, right on board. Adam Blocker, our HyperX onboard camera.
Yeah, these guys are battling hard for this lead right here, and they got a 12-second gap over Connor Harrington. And Connor Harrington's fast, but man, he's fallen way back. So we got a 3-horse battle for the rest of the event.
Good run up front. Keep an eye on the interval between Harrington and Laced. You can see it on the tower. We don't need to go there, but it is closing. That would be for 4th position. It was 5 seconds when I checked it last. It's about half that now.
Yeah, and Matthias Laced is running about 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second faster than Connor Harrington, so, and he's got no pressure behind, so he's just kind of have his eyes up there and closing that gap. These guys up front, Karam Chin and Blocker, though, man, I can't. This race is tight. This race is tight, and they got lap traffic coming up.
Number 07, Scotty Johnson with a career win to his credit. Scotty, they're coming. Find a place to hide.
Yeah, this is where the race is going to get tough. Is with 40 cars out here, they're going to con the next one, so it's going to be this way for the.
Joe Branch neck could hope for if they don't have the speed to get around.
Martinez, George Sandman putting the heat on George Sandman. It looks like he's going to get a run coming up this next section, doing everything he can. They're putting the pressure on.
But it really hung Karam up a bit. It's a bit of a straight before they go to corner number 7, but I think Rigney's too far in front. Sometimes, Richie, when you try to be polite, you can cause more damage just by doing that. Sometimes it's better just to race.
Yeah, you're better predictable. That's what you want to do. Just be predictable.
The good news for Karam is there are no more lap traffic in front of him for a while. So since Karam gets through everybody, we're working lap number 29. Going to be working lap number 30 here. We're going to take this opportunity to take a short break so we can pay some bills. But we're going to show you the action side by side here on GSRC on the iRacing Esports Network. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network and GSRC's coverage of the Battle at Barber presented by HPP Simulations. While we were gone, we had a little bit of contact. Richie, you saw it.
Yeah, we saw a little battle between Michael Goodman and Tony Kanaan. Tony got a little bit of the chrome horn there. If Paul Tracy was here, that's the way he would call it. But here you can see right here, going into the last corner, Michael Goodman sticks his nose in there, and just not enough. Tony gets away with no other contact, but he does lose about 3 spots and knock him down back to 20th.
And we come back to the 2013 Indianapolis 500 winner. A little farther down the order than he was before. So what's been going on since we left? Well, it's still Karam, Chin, and Blocker. Pit stops will be coming soon. Now remember, Chin was first to come in on the first stop. We'll see if he does that again.
Yeah, these guys have been running at a pretty torrid pace, running 107 zeros and ones. They've gapped out Connor Harrington about 14 seconds so far. Meanwhile, Connor Harrington is doing a good job, but Matthias Leiss is catching up to him. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but he has chased him down. You can see right up in front of him. There's Connor Harrington. So Matthias Leiss is basically the drive of the race so far, I would say. Started 9th and about to challenge for 4th.
Not sure if he's going to get to him before the next pit stop, but it could happen.
We got a little bit of ways to go. If they're going to go traditional, it'll be 21. Go to lap 42, depending on how you want to split it up. You can go short, long. I think it just depends on where you're playing out. The guy to watch is going to be Josh Chin. He's the one that pitted earlier than everybody else, but he might be able to go.
All right. The GSRC fan favorite, Samuel Ryman, racing in 19th position. He's got Tony Kanaan right behind him.
Yeah, Tony Kanaan fell back to basically 20th spot right behind Samuel Ryman. And right behind them, they got Jason Galvin. So Sam, he's got a full mirror of some 7-Eleven green right behind him at the moment.
Okay, now if you remember, Adam Blocker was 3rd in line behind Karam and Chin. Well, it's Blocker who decided to come in. This doesn't surprise me because I had a hunch that Blocker might have short filled on that first stop. So he's first to peel off.
Yeah, he might have just split it up evenly. He did go long that first stint, but he's going to go short this one. He's going to try to get out and put down some fast laps and maybe try to jump. It's so hard to pass out there that sometimes this is the best way to make it happen.
He comes out right behind Ajuna Kinkapati. Right on board with the rookie, looking back at the two-time champion, Adam Blocker. We're looking at get a good look at he's a handsome-looking fellow, that Kinkapati.
Yeah, Adam Blocker's got to do quick work of him. He's got to be on that button and get right by him because he's got some space in front of him. And this is where you got to make up that time, the first lap or two out at a pit stop.
Chin is in. I want to pick up Blocker.
Yeah, he's coming
Blocker
through the last
is going into 14
section.
now. He's in his box.
Yeah, and Kankapati just came in. So.
Blocker out of the final corner, crossing the start-finish line now. Chin is rolling. This will be for second position.
It's going to be
close. Chin gets
out
on track first, but he's going to get there ahead of Blocker.
Yeah, Chin gets there first, but he has to be careful, and he's got someone right in front of him. So,
yeah,
Adam, that first couple of corners are sketchy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Chin got very loose on those cold tires as he works around Scott Holmes. Holmes doing a good job getting out of the way, but now he's sandwiched between the two guys who are battling for the win. Now Holmes trying to pull over, let Blocker by. He does a good job. All this going on behind Sage Karam.
Yes.
And Richie, here's the battle we've been watching. It's coming.
Yeah. Basically, Connor Harrington's running about 2/10 slower than Matthias Lace. So Matthias has been just slowly chipping away at it. Sage Karam is going to be out another lap. He's just going to go traditionally the whole thing, long, short. But really, that battle is right now for second between Connor Harrington and Matthias Lace.
As we watch this battle, they come up behind Joe Branch. Connor Harrington might be slower on the track, but maybe he has an advantage in pit lane with a little more experience in this series. Maybe he knows just the amount of fuel to put in. We'll see if Matthias can make a good stop.
Yeah, right now, if I was Matthias, I might pit now and just try to jump him because it's so hard to pass on the track. You definitely don't want to get held up.
Yeah, especially with Harrington stuck behind Branch. In fact, would not be surprised if that happens as they head down into the tunnel, turn number 13.
Karam's going to go around once again. And, there goes basically Matthias Lace just went around Connor Harrington.
And so with that, Lace says to stay out with him here and see what he can get him for real.
I thought Matthias Lace just went around him. That was lap car. Sorry, it was my bad. But he's right on the back of him. He should be on the push to pass. He's just trying to get right up and try to force him into a mistake into these heavy braking zones.
We documented Chin and Blocker making their second stop. The next driver to make their second stop is Ajuna Kinkapati, racing down in 15th position. Brian Beard is in. You would think that Brian Beard would be able to get out below Chin, right? Because Beard is always below Chin. See what I did there? Sage Karam making a pit from the lead.
All right, he's making a pit. We'll see where Josh Chin and they come out because they were nose to tail. So they're coming through the last corner at the moment. Josh is coming through that last corner with Adam Blocker right behind him.
Karam rolling.
So looks like he's going to get to the lead fairly easily. And we're right back to where we started. First, second, and third.
Bad news for Sage as he comes out behind Brian Yazik and Jason Galvin.
The only good news for Sage is that his last pit stop is going to be shorter than these two.
As we look ahead, you see Galvin and Yazik up there. Well, these guys must really like each other. They spend Thursday nights together following the Retro Series, and then they're right here on track together. Our Bakersfield boy. Followed by his buddy Brian Yazik coming over the hill.
So we got Connor Harrington is going to pit. Matthias is already pitted.
So let's go ahead and pick up Lace. He is car number 18. Working his way into the tunnel. Let's see if he can do, what would this be? The overcut, the undercut when you come in first? I can never remember how that works.
I believe it's the undercut. If you
go, okay.
You pit first, it's the undercut.
Harrington beginning to roll. Oh, I think he might.
Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, he's going to be close. It's going to be close. Comes out right behind him, but Connor Harrington's got those cold tires. He's going to get him right here. He's going to get him right here. Oh, boy. That was as close as you can get, but I think Matthias is going to get him. He's going to turn in early and take that position, so nicely done by both those guys.
Harrington saying, IndyCar, Spindycar. I'm racing. I give him everything he can. Not enough to hold back Lace. You know, we're happy to have real-world IndyCar drivers with us, and we're trying to play this as straight as we can, but, I mean, if Matthias Lace was my brother-in-law, I'd be telling you he still is having the run of the race here.
Yeah, he's been good. Started 9th up to 4th, and he's made passes on the track. So it's not like they were just giving it to him. All right, on screen here is a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. These guys are battling pretty hard with Kankabati, Lewis, and Frazier.
This is a good one. We've been jumping around a lot. Let's stay here at least. Maybe we can get a whole lap in and see what these guys can do. We're looking at 3 rookies here. Richie, these are all guys you get to talk about in the pre-race show.
Yeah, very good rookie crop here. Kankabati missed Michigan, so he dropped a spot. And Frazier did a good job, moved up a spot. So these guys are all right there with Nathan Lewis. He's quick on these road courses. Had a little mistake on that opening lap, so started 7th, but he's back up to 8th position, so he's done a good job to claw his way back into the top 10.
Where's the preferred passing spot? Is it 1? Is it down into 5? Or I guess anywhere that you can?
Honestly, I don't think there's really a preferred spot. Probably more into 5 is the more traditional spot, but it really is tough no matter what.
Work down into 12 and then 13 here. Now you got a bunch of right-handers. What I like about this track, this is one of the rare tracks where the first corner takes you away from the middle, if that makes sense. You're running clockwise, but the first corner is a left-hander. I always like that in a track. They come to the straight. Let's go ahead and stay on this and see if Lewis makes a run down into 1. Look at the defensive line that Kankabati takes. Nothing going on there. We'll check back in on them in a minute. I want to take you to car number 06 right now. This is George Sandman racing in 13th position. He's in a battle with Tyler Groff, and right behind him, it's Brian Beard. We're going to ride on board with Sandman with the HPP onboard camera. You know, they're the sponsor of the race. HPP has recently unveiled its new 3P-JBV pedal set. Known for their superior durability and industry-leading hydraulic braking system, HPP simulations continue to deliver an outstanding quality and innovation to win in sim racing community. Check it out at hppsimulation.com. Another rookie there, Sandman, as he battles with Tyler Groff and Brian Beard. Working lap number 42, 12 to go. Austin Wardlow making a stop.
Yeah,
he ran long, and then he ran long.
He's trying to burn out while he's up on the jacks. You see that?
Yeah. A little too much taffy for the Candyman, I think. Got a sugar high.
If we can go back to this battle with Fraser and Lewis, these guys, and Concapati, he's going around him right here, and he's going to go around. This is a tricky place to make that happen. But it looks like, ooh, boy, they're going to drag race up into this next section. Nathan Lewis is going to get that spot. It looks like. So that was a power move right there. Nicely done by both those guys.
Indeed. Look at, boy, I love this onboard camera. And I'll tell you what, tell me Leonard Skinner wasn't right when they talked about Sweet Hole, Alabama with those blue skies. Look at those blue skies pushing down on the track. We ride on board with Kid Patty.
You ride on board too. You can see how much he's working that steering wheel, go through the corners, and just a little bit of corrections here, a little bit of corrections there.
Yeah.
So you're really working hard there, but that was a good move by Nathan Lewis, man. That was a power move, and I'm glad both those guys kind of got through there. It's tough to do side by side without having any contact.
Get a good look at those minus 273 racing gloves that he's got on there. Durable, breathable spandex. They start running up behind Bart Workman, who's a lap down. And here's Sandman. We just talked about him. Brian Beard, look at that train of cars. Love that Dougie Beard camera shot as they come right at you. Boy, I'd like to buy that ticket. Not sure you can buy tickets here at Barber.
Let's get a close-up on Sandman's car. He's got some damage. He's missing the rear engine cover, and his rear wing is all bent up.
Indeed.
So he had an incident out there we didn't catch, but that's definitely not going to help. He's running 108.4s. That's a little bit off his pace.
You don't need aerodynamics when you're racing HPP simulation pedals. That's what's getting him. That's why he's doing so well. Our director's gonna take a shot. Gonna take a shot in the dark here, see if you can see what happened to Sandman. I found out what happened to him. He got punched by Damon Martinez. It was on his lap number 39. Yeah, it was 5 laps ago. Director gave it a shot, but we found it. Damon Martinez thought he could get away from the wrath of the GSRC commentator crew. We got you, Damon. Karam, Chin, Blocker, sitting 1, 2, 3. Laced, Harrington.
Yeah, up front, it's been Sage Karam and Joshua Chin have stayed together. They've dropped Adam Blocker a little bit. He's about 2 seconds back from Josh. So it's really become a 2-horse battle. We got one more pit stop.
No, we're good.
Oh, we're good. Yeah, sorry.
Everyone put in their second one. I guess you could take one if you want.
Yeah, I would think we should make Sage Karam take one.
You know, I hear the friends and family of Brian Carey, car number 79. Okay, we're going to go look at this battle here with Beard and Sandman. This battle continues. Watching on in the popcorn position, that is Darren Ganji. Another driver with butter on his fingers is Jay Brandt as they watch the battle up in front. 4-car battle for 11th.
Yeah, Sandman's just trying to hold on. His lap times are a little bit off due to the damage. He started 11th, sitting 11th, so it's not terrible. But he's got a handful of cars behind him between Beard, Ganji, and Jay Brandt. And then even Michael Goodman's closing up on that group. So he's going to be busy for this last 8 laps.
You know, you talk about the speed of Sandman, but he's actually beginning to close in on Tyler Graff, who races. There's Graff. You see him on the left of your screen there, just going out of camera. Graff up 4 spots.
Yeah, well, it's not a real high-speed track as far as aerodynamics goes, so maybe it's not hurting him as much as I think it would, but it's definitely not helping.
And I've got to go up one more spot, Director. I'm going to get yelled at by this guy. Car number 79, Brian Carey, having a great run. 29th to 9th. It has been quiet, Brian. We apologize we didn't see how you got it done. Smoke and mirrors, perhaps, but you're having a great run in 9th. Well done.
Yeah, 21st and 9th. That's quite unheard of here. So he's doing a great job. Obviously was faster than his qualifying time showed, but nicely done there.
My guess is he was expecting a better result than he got, probably cursing himself after qualifying.
Let's go back to Matthias Lice and Connor Harrington. Connor is caught back up to Matthias and putting the heat on him for that 4th spot. This is for 4th and 5th. Nathan Lewis is a good 20 seconds back, but Lice got around him and pulled away, and then they made pit stops, and then Connor Harrington took advantage of those fresh tires and is caught right back up to him, running a healthy 107.4. So that's a good battle right there for that top 4, trying to turn the tables on Matthias.
And for how hard I saw Harrington battle to hang on to that spot, I don't think he's going to give Laced any margin here. He's going to get up there, give him all that he's got if he can get there. What's the push like here, Richie? Is that an issue in these cars when you get behind, or not so much?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, the setup has a little bit of understeer already into it. When you get behind, it's a little tricky to go through those high-speed corners, but it's not too bad. You can race, but it's just the problem with this track is there's not a lot of straight line heavy braking zones that you can get underneath somebody, so you kind of have to wait for that guy to make a mistake.
We're going to go back. We're going to jump back and look at this battle we've been watching. This is the best one on the track. We'll check in on the leaders in a minute. This is where Sandman might have some trouble with straight line speed with that wing kind of bent up into the air. Who knows?
Yeah.
He might have better downforce through the corners.
Yeah, he's doing all right, but he's busy. He's got Beard, Ganji, Brandt, and now Goodman is caught up to that group. Dustin Wardlow not too far behind. So Sandman's going to do everything he can to hold these guys off.
Uh-oh.
You see locked
Missed
tires going into
there.
that corner. Yeah, locked up the front tire a little bit. Beard's going to get a run on him, but this is I mean, we have seen a pass here, but it's really tough to do.
Man, he is really... Somebody better call Rubber Protective Services for the way he is abusing those tires right now. Man, he is really locking them up. Sandman doing everything he can to stay ahead of Beard and Ganji.
He's only got 5 to go, so he's going to do everything he can to hold on to that 11th spot. That's where he started, but the problem is if he makes one little mistake, it's not going to be one guy going by him. It might be 2 or 3. This is definitely the best battle on the track at the moment.
I'm going to steal you away. We're going to go up front because I think something's a brewing here. Little by little, Josh Chin has been able to run down Karam. He was within a car length on corner 16, the final corner. Karam had a great run out of that final corner, but Chin is a coming.
Yeah, you're right. It was 1.2 seconds a lap before. Now it's 0.4 of a second. So I don't know if Sage made a mistake or what's going on, but Josh is definitely closed up on him. I don't know. Maybe Josh saved some push to passes and Sage is out. We won't
Richard,
know.
Do we have that magic ability to bring up lap times? Can we do that? Compare the lap times of Karam and
Josh.
Never mind. It's pointless now.
Yeah. And Adam Blocker must have had a problem because he's 20 seconds back. So he must have had an incident earlier that we didn't see because he was only 3 seconds back.
Oh. Yeah, Blocker has lost his nose. I think while we're watching the battle with Sandman, he's had an issue. He's now in 4th. I think I found it. It happened on his lap 49. Yeah, we might be too far to go back and get that one.
Yeah.
It happened coming out of the carousel. The rear end got around on him. The car looped around and he hit the inside wall.
Yeah, now he's just got to hang on. That's going to put Matthias Lice up to 3rd spot.
Indeed.
Yeah, great job, 9th and 3rd. Adam Blocker has gotten back to 5th spot. Connor Harrington's now in front of him. He's got a healthy gap to Concapati, so all he has to do is drive around for 3 laps and he'll make it. We did have a good battle there, but Josh lost a little bit. That gap's gone. Oh, let's go back to Jordan Salmon. He's lost his spots to Brian Beard and Darren Ganji. So while everything kind of happened on the same lap there.
Indeed. It was really only a matter of time before Sandman got that. He's going to lose one here to Jay Brand in a minute. Sandman doing everything he can, but a great battle going on also with Wardlow and Goodman for 15th position. So with apologies to the drivers up front with 2 to go, we'll stay here for just a minute, and then we'll go back in and watch Karam on the white flag front. Wardlow sitting in 16th. He's got Goodman ahead of him, Brandt, and Sandman. Sandman, the cork in the bottle.
Ooh, who's that going by? Is that Dustin Wardlow going by Michael Goodman? Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah.
We won't have to worry about Karam because Karam's right behind these guys. Sage, you got yourself 3 seconds back to Josh Chen. I think just take it easy. Don't get mixed up in this Goodman, Wardlow, Brandt, Sandman battle. I don't know if that's in Karam's DNA, but we'll see. The gap, 2.6. Maybe he can't wait.
Oh, Dustin Wardlow almost. No!
We got
cars all over the place.
Karam trying to work his way through there. With all the chaos, Chin's cut it down to 1 second. We are on with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Darren Ganji almost lost it there in front of all of that group.
We're going to go on board with Karam so he sees all the stuff happening in front of him.
Yeah, that was Darren Ganji who lost it, half spun through that right-hander, gave up all those spots. Dustin Wardlow almost spun, trying to miss him, and meanwhile our leader's right in this group.
Let's come back live. Okay, so the lead car of this pack, that's Wardlow, Sandman is in 3rd, and Goodman. They are on the white flag lap right now. Behind those 3 is Sage Karam. He's got a second back to Josh Chin. Chin still has to negotiate his way around Darren Ganji.
Yeah, Chin is caught back up after a zillion mistake. He's going to go by Darren Ganji.
Ooh,
no, he's not.
Corner.
Darren didn't give him any room.
Coming out of 16. Only one driver's ever won 3 in a row. Let's add to that Sage Karam as he wins the battle at Barber, presented by HPPSimulation.com. Looking for any other battles going on?
Yeah, right in front of I got Tyler Groff and Brian Beard racing for 10th and 11th. So those guys were right there. They're still racing.
I'm going to jump you up to 6th, though. Let's go to 5th position. This is Ajuna-Kin Kapati in a battle with Adam Frazier. Frazier.
I was just going to just call that. They're going around a lap car here of, I think that's Samuel Ryman. But these guys are battling right to the end as well for that top 5 position. Give it to Kankapati.
That's Mike Briggs, and the start-finish line is really close, so there's not enough time around that final corner. Kankapati gets the best of Frazier, 5th and 6th. Let's go back to, looking at Beard, and Blocker is going to have to limp this car around in what is 9th position.
Wow.
As he finishes.
He's going to come on 11th.
Oh, it's going to be my goodness.
He's 11th. Was 3rd and made a mistake. Comes home 11th. Wow.
That car in need of some serious rhinoplasty. All right. The racing is over here at Barber, but the broadcast is far from done. We're going to take a short break. We will come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. You're watching GSRC on IESN. Welcome back to the Battle at Barber, presented by HPPSimulation.com, and the third leg of this GSRC broadcast stool, the HyperX post-race show. Now, the Lionheart Races Series is powered by HyperX. When you're trying to claw your way to the top of the podium, it pays to have an ultra-comfortable, high-quality headset that gives you the audio information you need to grab the checkered flag. From high-performance RAMs and SSDs, outstanding microphones, accurate mice, responsive keyboards, to their legendary cloud line of gaming headsets, HyperX makes the gaming gear you need to succeed. Casual or pro, no matter your creed, color, or culture, or political party. We're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Use promo code LionHRT15 at HyperXGaming.com. I have been warned to read the plug straight, don't ad-lib. Let's go to the turn racing finishing order. There he is. Only one other driver has won 3 Lionheart IndyCar races consecutively. That would be Adam Blocker. Add to that list now Sage Karam, as he wins at Kentucky, Michigan, and then on the road course here at Barber. We thought Joshua Chin would be good. He kept Karam honest, but once again, just a tick off pace. He has to settle for second. Having the race of the day was Matthias Lace, as he works from 9 to 3rd and did most of it, as Richie commented, on the track. Connor Harrington gave him everything he could ask for. He has to settle for 4th. The rookie, Ajuna Kinkapati, comes in 5th. Look, we have rookies in 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. How about 6th position, a rookie as well, with Adam Frazier. Add in another rookie, Nathan Lewis is 7th. My goodness, it's a rookie party. Brian Carey in 8th, Tyler Graff in 9th, and then Brian Beard rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, coming home 11th is Adam Blocker. I'm sure he's disappointed. He was running 3rd, had a little incident, was just hanging on at the end. 12th is Jay Brandt. 13th is Dustin Warlow. Man, these guys had an exciting battle at the end, didn't they? 14th, Michael Goodman. First car lap down will be George Sandman. Struggled with that damage. He was running 10th, but gave up 5 positions right there at the end. I'm sure he's not very happy. 16th is going to be Darren Ganji. 17th, David Martinez. Andrew Kinsella start coming home 18th. 19th will be Tony Kanaan. I don't know if he's happy with that, but it was still a good run. 23rd and 19th for his first run. 20th is going to be Jason Galvin.
Hidden Blackjack, it is Brian Yazig right behind Galvin, as we noted during the race. Christopher in the double duck spot. Scotty Johnson in 23rd. All these drivers one lap down. Joe Branch and Mike Rigney behind them. 26th and 27th and go to Samuel Ryman and Bart Workman. Then we get to the guys that really had issues. 28th, Scott Holmes, 2 laps down. Brandon Limpkeman and Tony Schowen in 30th. Richie?
Coming home 31st be Mark Cohn, George Anzaldo 32nd, Chris Lanini 33rd, Joe Hassert 34th, Jake Wright 35th, 36th is going to be Brian Greenlee, 37th is going to be James Grahula, 38th will be Richard Holiday, Justin Weaver, and Ron Hacker coming down in 40th spot.
And of course, those standings are brought to you thanks to Turn Racing, merging the gap between real and sim racing. Use promo code Lionheart10 at turnracing.com. And now we're going to head down to the Sim Experience Victory Lane, and I'm going to let Richie Hearn, I'm going to shock him here and let Richie Hearn talk to our race winner, because if I interview the guy in second, that means I get to avoid interviewing 2 real-world IndyCar drivers, and my cardiologist would appreciate that, as I am really nervous. So here to talk to our winner, Richie Hearn.
Sage, you there?
Yeah, gotcha.
Wow, man, good run. I know it wasn't easy, though. Those guys kept you honest for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough race. Barber in itself is just a very difficult track, and it's really easy to make a mistake here. I knew track position was going to be huge, so qualifying was going to be quite important. We did what we needed to there, to get the pole. That was great. And, once I was able to get out front, the first stint wasn't too bad, just because we didn't get into the lap traffic. But then, the second and third stint there, it got really sketchy. It just felt like then you could never really get into a groove, because you were always just passing lappers, or worried about if somebody spun in front of you. And especially at the end of the race, I came up to about 6 cars, and they're all battling for position. And once I saw Josh made a mistake, I wanted to just let those guys be able to race. So I didn't want to disrupt them. But at the same time, the last thing I wanted was for them to wreck each other and me get tangled up in it. So it was kind of a weird spot to be in. But yeah, I'm just happy that one's over with. I think Josh had better race pace than me today. I was able just to get qualifying. Um, I was able to get the pole on the first lap, and I think that was when the money lap was, and that's what got it for us. I just was able to get it done on the lap one, but his race pace was really strong. I couldn't relax. I had to make sure my in laps, for all my pit stops and my pit stops in general were just perfect because I think that's honestly what won the races today, was able just to cycle back to the front.
Yeah, let's go to the first pit stop there. Obviously, Josh pitted way earlier than you. Were you worried about him getting the undercut on you?
Yeah, a little bit, but I knew the car was getting faster as the fuel was coming out. So I wanted to stay out, but I knew why he did it was, he saw that I was starting to find some lap traffic cars. But I wanted to take the gamble, stay out, and try and get past them. And my hope was that when he came out of the pits, he would be in traffic, which he did. So I think his strategy was good, but I think in order for that to work, he needed to come out with more clear track. Um, so yeah, I mean, I knew he was going to try something just because this place is pretty notorious on being hard to pass at. So yeah, he had to try it, and he was right there with me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured is probably his only chance to get by you. He had a couple of fast laps, but he did get some traffic and he dropped down and didn't quite work out. And then we were following you there at the end. You touched on it a little briefly. Those guys in front of you right in those last couple laps were paddling so hard and going off the track. I'm sure it kind of woke you up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And even before that, there was like, I want to say like two other instances in the race where, like there was one time in to the last sector there where it's like that really fast downhill, uphill over the crest, and there was a car just stopped in the middle of the track, just backwards, and another car going through the grass, and I'm on the radio to Josh because we're in the same Discord, and I'm just like, they're sideways, backwards, stopped on the track. Just heads up, don't run into me, and because I had to slam the brakes and miss everybody. So that was good. We both managed our way through there, but yeah, there were definitely some times where it was tough with lap traffic, and it was a shame that Josh, had the mistake with like two or three to go, because I think if he didn't go off, I think it would have been a pretty crazy ending of that race, considering, I had to come up to all those cars, and it would have been interesting to see how that would have played out, how we would have been able to pick our way through it, and or let them race and still have our own race. It would have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, I definitely would have tightened that up for sure. He did close up on you, but not quite enough. Well, Sage, once again, 3 races in a row. I think you're only second guy to be able to do that. So nicely done. You're definitely making everybody better. Um, Anybody you'd like to thank that helps you out here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, all you guys at GSRC, for broadcasting this. It's cool to be able to get the sponsors out there, and all my friends and family be able to watch it. I thank my girlfriend for putting up with me, during this whole quarantine period. It's
Abby, right? Abby?
yeah, Abby,
Yeah.
yeah, she's been putting up with me with this sim racing because it's basically been every day during quarantine. So she's a trooper for that. Um, and then just um everybody at the series at Lionheart. It's a great series to be a part of. George runs a fantastic series, and they got great sponsors: HyperX, Butt Kicker, HPP. I mean, everybody that's involved. It's really fun to be a part of. And then my personal sponsors: Wix and Mecum, um, Huskenveld, VRS, Kawanda. Everybody that helps me out. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for joining us, and I'm sure we'll see you at the next one.
Yep, I'll be there. Thank you, guys.
There you go. Soup does his research. He knows the names of wives and girlfriends. And for those drivers who have both, don't worry, I'll keep it under my hat. All right, here we go. I got to tell you about Victory Lane because that's important. It's sponsored by Sim Experience. And that was Sage Karam who got to celebrate in Sim Experience Victory Lane to help you get there. Check out the Sim Experience AccuForce steering system. It has the most advanced tuning features on the market. The AccuForce Direct Drive is second only to the real thing. See the entire Sim Experience line of products at simexperience.com. All right, I get to talk to Joshua Chin. Josh, I don't know if there's much to talk to you about because your teammate Sage Karam seemed to understand your race as well as his own.
Yeah, I tried going off strategy early and got held up in traffic. And hats off to those guys I was racing with because they're having a race too. And I didn't calculate it out right. I probably should have come in 2 or 3 laps later. But yeah, it was a good race. A little half spin at the end might have cost me a shot at it with Sage just staying behind the lap traffic. But hard to tell what would have changed without that.
Yeah, it would have been interesting as you were able to catch up and just ran out of laps. A couple more laps would have been fun. I think Karam hit it on when he said the money lap might have happened before the race. Kind of all about qualifying here.
Yeah, it was really difficult to get right up on top of people. You'd hit a wall of air, probably 4 or 5 tenths back, and you just kind of get stuck there. That's where I was at most of the first stint, and that's why I tried jumping. And I definitely didn't have anything for Sage in qualifying. He was 4 tenths faster. He had a cloud early, and I don't think I really had the shot. I messed up that first lap, and that was all she said.
Okay, man, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I've watched you race now for 6 races. I've seen you on a handful of ovals and 2 road course races. You're better on the road courses, man.
A little bit. I'd hate to say ovals are a weak suit with how the schedule is right now, but it's definitely not where I need it to be. It worked out last week that I went out because that was able to give Sage the fuel numbers and get him to the win. But hopefully going forward, we don't have those problems anymore.
Got it. Well, we'll keep an eye on you for the rest of the season. Didn't mean to say you were weak on ovals, certainly strong on overs, but man, you are really good on these twisty circuits. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
Josh Chin. All right, Richie, who you got?
Yeah, we got our 4th place finisher, Connor Harrington. Connor started 4th, finished 4th. Those 3 kind of left you a little bit at the beginning, but you had a great battle with Matthias there near the end.
Yeah, a little disappointed to not pick up a third there. Kind of got a little trapped behind some lap traffic, and they were not the most cooperative. But that's racing. They've got every right to be out there on the track and run their line. So I don't know. I probably lost maybe 5 or 6 seconds behind lap traffic over the course of the run. But we're happy to finish 4th. This is a tough track. There's a lot of attrition. So to start 4th and finish 4th and to kind of get out of there with a nose clean is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 40 cars out there to start the race. It's a lot of traffic to deal with. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, everybody did a good job, but you did come across some multiple car battles that definitely made it tough.
Yeah. It's never the best feeling ever. I think, Richie, you can attest to this, to get run into a braking zone with a lap car on your right rear. That's usually not the most fun thing to experience, but Mateus definitely had the race pace, and I was kind of hoping I was able to build the gap and make the right strategy call. And I think I just missed the final pit stop by a lap, and that's what ended up costing me. I think I could have actually stayed in front of him if I actually had got out in front of him. Just on cold tires, it's tough to risk trying to put the power down, and I don't want to spin out or take out him and end his day too. I mean, so it is what it is, but it was a good, clean race, and that's all we can really ask for.
No, it was a good race, good finish, top 5, and good points as well.
Yeah, it's nice to actually get some points, under our belt, especially last week after getting taken out really early in the Triple Crown race and getting taken out in Phoenix through 2 incidents that really were no fault of my own. So it's nice to score some points and to try to get yourself back up there. It's kind of hard when you fall from 1st to 10th. So we're looking to turn the ship around and have a good last back half of the season.
Connor, I'm sorry,
ahead.
Richard. It's Soup here. Don't give me names, but do you happen to remember the 2 drivers that took you out? Don't say it, but I bet you remember, huh?
No, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys from the real life IndyCar event, I'm sure they remember who took each other out. So I'm sure that'll be I'm sure that'll be a very fun talking point when we get back to racing in the paddock. So I mean, it is what it is. We're racing virtually, from our seats at home. So
Connor, I was gonna say, go ahead.
No, Ricky, you take it. You got it.
Somebody take it.
Well, Connor, thanks for joining us here into the booth. Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, so your season can start now.
Yeah, hopefully. I just want to thank everybody at NHR and TQ Engineering. I want to thank our sponsors, Alcatech Simulation, Cranfield Simulation, and Nyman Racing. And everybody stay home, wash your hands, wear a mask when you go outside. We'll get through this, and we'll get back to real racing here eventually.
There we go. 4th place finisher, Soup.
There you go. Zahn and Hearn doing their best Chip and Dale imitation there. After you.
Well, it's hard to do when you're not sitting next to each other.
You're just a hog for the microphone. All right, let's go ahead and thank these sponsored. How about First Metal Equipment? Man, these guys have been around forever. Not only here with Lionheart, but they've been the source of medical supplies and equipment in the Burlington, Iowa area for years. Because you know why? It's because of their superior commitment to provide the absolute best in product quality and customer service. I got more to talk about. HyperX. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. Use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. Sim Experience, second only to the real thing. SimExperience.com. Butt kicker. Oh my goodness, butt kicker. I could talk forever about these guys. Bring more realism and immersion to your sessions. Use promo code LION2020 at thebuttkicker.com. You know, there are lots of sponsors. If you want to find out about all of them, all you need to go is to the LionheartRacingSeries.com. There's a little pull-down menu there. Check them all out. There is some good stuff. If you don't know how to get racing equipment and you're watching this series, then there's no help for you. The original music on every GSRC broadcast comes courtesy of June Milan. See the screen to have to get in contact her. On the screen now are some of the company's equipment and software used to bring this broadcast your way. The Lionheart IndyCar Series returns May 20th for Round 7 for the Global Electronics Technology 200 from Twin Ring Motegi. That's going to be on the Oval. As always, GSRC and IESN will be there to bring you all the action. We hope that you join us. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it at GlobalSimRacingChannel.com. We got social media options: Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel, Twitter at GSR Channel, Instagram at GSRC_Graham. If you're not already a GSRC YouTube subscriber, you know what to do. Head over to our YouTube page and hit that big red button. You're looking for a gift. Here's what you got to do. Go to gsrc.storenvy.com. Sadly, the Joe Peak, he's got this sewn cuddle quilt, which is really good. It's out of stock. I apologize for that. So is our GSRC Magic cards. Those are gone too, but there's still plenty of stuff to choose from. Check it out. Finally, on behalf of the crew, Richie, Sean, and Dougie, we'd like to thank all of you for watching. As it was indeed Sage Karen picking up his 3rd consecutive win here at the Battle at Barber, presented by HTTSimulations.com. You still with me? There's just one more line to go, and we can all have a pizza. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, good health, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.